this is probably actually the most important thing that our friends told us who work in the dermatology industry. If there is one thing that you are going to do.
Do you believe in pretty privilege?
Yes, I definitely think it's a thing. Yeah.
So you have pimples, do not pop them. I swear to God.
I pop them.
Do never pop your pimples. You're going to get scars.
We are not sponsored by any of these brands. These are genuinely brands that we use.
I think that's the biggest scam that the skin industry does.
True, exactly. Today we're going to reveal all the secrets to what gets you good skin.
How we get good skin. And we got no guarantees.
Yes.
Like what is it? The terms and conditions?
Yeah, T's and C's apply.
T and C's apply.
Yes.
My first experience with it when I think I was like 10 years old. My mum was like, you need to use face wash for your face.
Yeah, very interesting. I think you're right. The emphasis on beauty standards starts when you're very young. I remember my mum used to be like, don't frown, you get wrinkles. Even when I was really little. So I've never thought of it from that perspective ever, that it is I feel like it's across all cultures, and the importance of it starts way before like we probably even realized we were gay. I don't even know where to start with this topic.
I think, when was your first encounter with skincare? Or when did you first realize that it was even a thing? Beauty standards or skincare?
So beauty standards when I was very young, when my mum's like, don't frown. That's like my first interaction with it.
How old were you?
I reckon I was probably like 5.
Oh my gosh. That's really
young.
early.
I have no idea. But I just know when I was a kid, a few times throughout, like it's not ill-intended, but it's like, make sure you don't frown or you get wrinkles.
Mm.
And at that age, I'm like, what are wrinkles? I don't understand this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then in terms of starting to actually do skincare, I think for a long time, until maybe I was like 15, 16, I would just use like shampoo and body wash to wash my face.
I didn't
care.
You are the typical like straight guy routine. Did you use you actually use like 3-in-1 stuff, don't you? I think I saw it at your place.
Okay, so I'd wash my hair, and then the leftover soap from like, when you lather your hair, that's what I'd use to wash my face. And it was fine. It was fine. I feel like if I didn't have it available, like a face wash or something, I just use whatever's available. If that's body wash, shampoo, it all works.
That is horrendous.
I still don't understand, I understand there's an emphasis on skincare, but I don't really understand
what it did or
what it does. Like shampoo for me is like a type of soap. It cleanses. It's like it gets rid of the oily feeling, and it worked. So
the face is oily, so soap is soap.
Yeah, exactly.
Like body wash, shampoo, just use all the same for all. It's all the same thing.
Yes. But I think again, that's because I've been blessed with very good genetics. And that's what my parents did, because obviously they had the right genetics where skincare wasn't really concerned for them. So in that sense, I've been very lucky. Yeah.
Mm.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying our content, the best way you can support us is by subscribing.
This helps us make better videos for all of you. My journey for me, like I said, I think I was like 10, and my mum was like, I think around that age, my parents were like, eat these vitamin gummies, wash your face with this, use this moisturizer, and they were buying stuff for me. But to be honest, at that time was when my hormones kicked in and I was having a ton of acne, like so much. And it was definitely affecting my self-confidence. So I see why they did it.
Yeah.
And especially when you're a teenager in high school and you have a lot of acne, even if no one cares because we went to an all-boys school, you still feel like this is not attractive. There's like pimples everywhere. You're scratching it. There's acne scars. I have a few acne scars.
I cannot notice
like,
them.
It's the like little grooves in my face. Like the ones that look like little deep grooves.
I think they're so cute. I like them.
Yes. And not attractive. And then I think I've always had more self-confidence issues than you. I'm pretty sure. Mine started like forever ago. Mine was all from like everything from body weight to height to my eggplant size to my haircut to my face acne.
Yes.
Literally, I had every single thing, almost every single thing you could have as an insecurity. I did. Even like voice. I'm like, is my voice too high? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it deep enough?
Yeah.
Right.
The funny thing is, I always tell Peter, like, you are so hot, you're so sexy, you're so cute. And I genuinely think those things, but I don't feel like you necessarily like receive it. Because I genuinely think like, oh my goodness, you're so attractive. But I don't think you receive it. I tell you these things.
For me, it's more internal. The thing that changes my opinion most is like internally how I feel.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, was it the last podcast we did? But we talked about like the journey to self-acceptance,
Yes.
and that's what took me from when I was 10 until now. It's been a like 15-year journey.
Yeah.
Wait, is it? How old am I? 15-year, no wait,
20-year journey.
20.
20, you're not 25, my dear.
20-year journey
Yeah.
to be where I am now, where I'm confident. And it's not an easy journey. I think the biggest thing I think everyone can agree on is that the journey to self-acceptance, even if it's like through the, beauty lens, is like such a long journey for everyone.
And why do you think beauty is so important? Like the beauty industry is massive, right? It's one of the biggest industries in the
Yes.
world. Why do you think there's such an emphasis placed on beauty in our society?
Yeah, exactly. I think for me, it's the acceptance. You want to be accepted by other people and you want to fit in. And beauty is one of those areas that you want to fit in. If you fit into other people's beauty types or beauty standards, you like fit in with your crowd or with your culture,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think from a very, like, I don't know, is it called primal or like animalistic? From very
Biologically?
Biologically, yes. Biologically, the first thing that you judge someone on, regardless of how much you try to be aware of it, is looks, right? And every day you make judgments on people that you walk past, right? And I think it's rooted in that culture that you judge and you know that you are being judged in some sense by everyone whom you interact with, purely based on your physical appearance before you've even done anything else. And I think that's why it has become so rooted in society as something that is important.
Yes. Yeah, true. The first thing, it's like people say don't judge a book by its cover, but that's literally what the book covers are for. If you
Yes.
realize, like
Yes.
that's literally what the cover of a book is for.
Yeah. So at some point, I think it does get out of hand, and I don't know, like skincare beauty, it's a sliding scale, right? There's very simple things like trying to deal with acne to like, I don't know, so that's skincare, then to like makeup, then maybe to Botox, which starts to be like, is that considered invasive?
I think it's invasive, yes.
Botox, and then you can even get like facial reconstructions, like nose jobs, things like that, right? And it's like, what is too much? But everyone's going to have a different opinion. And I think the better way to look at it is what is too much for each person, rather than trying to think of like, oh, once you start being invasive, that's too much for everyone, right? It's like each person has their different level of comfort with what beauty is to them. Like you have a different expectation and level standard compared to me. So what you might want to achieve in terms of beauty standards is going to be very different across people. Yeah.
I think it's like the thing is like, we have like a aesthetic doctor friend, and he says that there are studies where beauty is objective in some ways. For example, symmetry and rule of thirds.
Yes.
Is very objective, but it's also very subjective because what you consider beautiful, depending on your culture, is very different.
Yes. So whenever we're in Asia, everyone will go to us and go, oh my, well, me particularly, because I'm quite light. I'm like, oh my goodness, your skin is so white, right? And it's like, they're saying it in a very like praising way that, how did you have such nice white skin? But when I'm in Australia, everyone's like, oh, you're really white. And like the opposite, everyone in Australia wants to have a tan, like a really nice solid tan. They want to be more brown.
Actually, your mum keeps saying to you, you're really pale, you look sick.
But then your mum is like, oh, Tekky, your skin's so white.
Yeah. My relatives love you because they're like, oh, he's so light skinned. And then when I think your mum is just like, you look really sick.
Yeah. So it's very interesting that like I don't change anything, but based on where I go, I get very different comments on like my skin tone. Yeah. And that in itself is already a difference in like perceived beauty standards. Yeah. So how do you reconcile this idea that at some stage for some people, beauty can become worrying about beauty can become a toxic thing if you like take it too far. How do you kind of reconcile having an acceptable level of self-care without taking it too far that like beauty, skincare routines, everything starts to become something that becomes toxic to the individual?
I think this is like similar to the topic of addiction, I feel like, because the ones who are most, so let's treat it as an addiction, the ones who are really into skincare, where it becomes, they controls their life. And for example, they just keep getting surgeries, they keep getting it, they keep getting it, they can't stop because if they stop, they feel like they tie their self-worth to it.
Yeah.
And to an extent, a little bit is okay, but it's really hard to judge how much is healthy. For example, we have a friend who does a lot, or we know someone who does a lot of surgeries,
Yes.
right? He's not shy about it,
Yes.
but he doesn't hide it. He's like confident.
Yeah. Yes.
He's
Correct.
happy. He acknowledges that it's made a significant difference in his life, and he's happy for it.
Yes.
And then there are some like celebrities who just have so much that their face just like sags or something. Like
Yes.
it's like stiff,
Yes.
and that's definitely when it becomes too much. Like the Botox face.
But is that too much from your perspective? As like, is that does that make sense? Is it your opinion that it's too much, and everyone's opinion of what is too much is going to differ? So how do you reconcile that? That's my question.
What do you mean by reconcile?
As in, how do you make sense of it?
Isn't it just like everyone has different opinions?
Yes,
What?
correct. I think
Yeah,
that's
then
that's fundamentally what it is. Yeah, right.
yeah.
So, like what you were saying, like a celebrity when their face starts to sag, that's too much. For you, that might be too much, but for them, they're like, "Oh, this is what I
Because they
want."
tie their self-worth like so much with it that they're like, I need to get Botox every 3 months.
Yeah.
I need it to upkeep. I need more and more.
Is that a negative thing?
I think it depends. If you tie your self-worth to it too much, where you don't get it, you feel like you're useless and you have no worth, I think that's too much.
Yes, that makes sense.
If you're just getting it because you're like, I know that if I don't get it, I won't feel as comfortable, but I'll still get it anyway, then that's like fine.
Yeah, this is interesting because for me, if yeah, I don't know what the right reasons to get to like do skincare are, and how does that boundary of skincare fade into like starting to get invasive procedures? And how maybe the question is, how can an individual try and figure out what is too much for them?
Isn't it just personal opinion? I don't know.
But personal opinion, yes, but like, what are the signs of toxicity when it's like, it's actually, okay, now this is too much? So you touched on some of it before. It's like your self-worth now becomes tied to it.
I think in the similar vein of addiction, addiction is defined as a something that consumes you to the point that it starts affecting your real world responsibilities and relationships.
Yeah.
So maybe in the terms of skincare, it starts, affecting your bank balance. Or even if you do have like a massive bank balance, it affects your lifestyle because you have to, I don't know, take so much time out to get stuff done. You go out of your way to get it done because you feel like if you don't, you're like wasting your life maybe.
By the metric that you just set, they've gone out of their way to get beauty stuff done. Is that toxic by your metric? Yes, but by another metric, they haven't gone and done anything else. So it's like maybe they were fine. So I think it's just so complex that the conclusion probably is each individual needs to figure out what's okay for them and acknowledge where the necessity for it comes from, which is like society as a whole. We do place emphasis on beauty standards. And at the end of the day, so long as it makes you feel good, makes you more confident, I think it's okay. But it's when it starts to be something that you obsess about and it's almost something that you cannot continually fulfill, that's maybe when it starts stepping into the problem area, which can lead into like an addiction in terms of like obsession with that. Yeah. You do all this skincare stuff, like you've bought the red light mask. What originally you were just doing skincare stuff, then you're like, okay, maybe I should try derma needling, the face stabbing needle thing, the red light mask. What made you consider, oh, I should try these as well? Was it like, were you thinking my skin is not good enough? I want it better, or is it like
It's
I'm
like,
starting to age, I want to prevent certain things?
yeah, it's like literally which part of your face are you most unhappy with, and then you address it, right? So, for instance, wrinkles is something that I don't like. Acne is probably number one. Number two is wrinkles. Number three is, I think that's about it, to be honest. Everything else I'm fine with. I don't need a nose job. I don't need fillers. I don't need, maybe like Botox comes with, it's associated more with wrinkles. So I think maybe then it's like, how many things about your face are you insecure about? What do you not like about it? Like you tackle those issues. So I think acne is something that everyone can agree is like a commonly accepted thing that everyone is insecure about. And wrinkles. Everyone is in agreement that those two are like, okay, if you're trying to do something to minimize or reduce those, that's pretty normal. No
Yes,
one,
correct.
but when it comes to stuff like maybe it's like the extreme stuff, like eye surgery, or like some people, like depends on culture. In Korea, double eyelid surgeries are normal.
Yeah.
But if you're getting like a nose reconstruction in, like other countries, it feels more outlandish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's just very culture dependent. It just depends on the people around you, how they consider. It's not you. I don't think it has anything to do with your opinion. I think it just depends on what other people think. I don't think it has anything about to do with you. Apart from the fact that if your list keeps going on and on about your face is never perfect. I think that's the trap. If there's always something wrong about your face and you keep doing it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it and you
Yes.
keep doing it, that's when it becomes toxic. If it's
Yes.
like, oh, you have 5 things and you tick them all off and then you're like, okay, I'm happy with my face. That's done.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it just depends. The biggest thing is depends on how long your list of things to fix your face is. That makes the most
Yeah.
sense to me.
I think I definitely agree that it's rooted in culture, and the people that you surround yourself with will influence what you think is acceptable and what's beautiful.
Do you believe in pretty privilege?
Yes, I definitely think it's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's been hundreds of studies. I just say hundreds. There's been plenty of studies where it's like height affects how you live. Like promotions at work, I think is the one that everyone's been done studies on. Promotions at work, and I can 100% agree with that. Promotions, romantic opportunities. I don't know. It's probably a long list. Like trustworthiness, that's also tied with beauty.
Mm,
And if
interesting.
you're very unfortunate that you're not to society's standards of beauty,
Yeah,
life is hard. Life is very hard.
it's more difficult for you.
Like I
Definitely.
experienced it for the first like my entire teenage and also young adult life, where I was just you're invisible. No one cares, right? As much as everyone wants to say beauty doesn't matter, to a certain extent, it matters. That's why I don't. For the people that are in more unfortunate positions, I don't just say, don't worry about your looks. I don't tell them, don't worry about your looks. I don't tell them, it's okay. What matters most is your personality, right? Because to them, beauty matters a lot. Most people don't want to be celebrity beauty. They just want
Correct.
to be to the average standard so that they're not ignored by society. And I feel with those people so much.
Yeah.
Like I remember the first I was on Reddit and someone was asking for tips, being like, this is my haircut, or like, I want to have a boyfriend, but I don't know what to do. My tips were always find a good barber or find a good haircut, start working out at gym. And number 3 is like read books on how to socialize or just go join some clubs and start socializing. And like 4 is like take care of your skin, personal hygiene and all that stuff. Like have a shower, like clean your room. Those are always my tips because there's something within your control.
Yeah.
That you can change that I know 100% of the time will make you just like more attractive to other people. And they're
Yeah.
within your control. They don't cost money. Well, apart from a haircut or like gym. But like compared to complete facial reconstruction or like liposuction, it doesn't cost money.
There's small things that you can do that make a big difference. There's like quite a few barbers on social media, Instagram, stuff like that, that they give people haircuts and they look very different, right? And how they present is a complete different vibe. So I think that's a testament to that.
Yeah. And I think everyone has control over how they look to a certain extent. Most people can change and improve their situations if they cared more, because that's how it worked for me.
Yeah, from your personal experience.
Because I was horrendous, tons of acne. I did my research. I got the right, skincare products after spending a lot of money on, wrong skincare products, right? I spent money to go to the gym and also like a ton of time. I've been gymming for like 10 years now, 8 years now, right? That's a lot of time, a lot of commitment, and I'm happy with where I am now,
Yeah.
right? I don't need to be super bulky. I just need to be aesthetically pleasing to myself.
Yeah.
Diet. Everyone can learn how to diet. It's
Yeah.
not, no one's gatekeeping this information from you. I think my point is, yes, there are beauty standards. Yes, beauty does matter,
Yes.
in my opinion, to a large degree, because even, let's say, dating, the first thing anyone ever sees in their entire life is your face. And also, yeah, how you look, all of which you can do something about.
Yeah. So I think beauty standards are different to different people, but I think our consensus is that generally there's an acceptable level of like hygiene, how put together you are, which you can personally work on and improve to a substantial degree before you even need to go access anything that's like, I guess, high tier that's invasive or anything. Yeah. And that will make a big difference.
So, like, what has been your journey with beauty?
I think I've been lucky. I haven't really had to care about it.
Yes,
I
as
never
you
really
can all
got.
see, Tekky is extremely young. He's always had this young, cute face. You look very young for your age. Everyone compares
If
us
I get a
all the
haircut,
time.
I look younger than Peter. Yeah, I think I've just been less self-conscious. So I think I do agree that to an extent I've been blessed with like good genetics, pretty privileged. I haven't had to worry so much about it. I think as a result, I'm also less self-conscious. Like if I have a pimple, it's less of a deal to me than it is to you. Like I had a pimple here, which I was like, I'm gonna pop it anyway, and I just put a pimple patch on. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but I feel like you would not feel comfortable filming with a pimple patch on. You're more likely to try and cover up with like concealer or something.
I don't have concealer, but
I don't
I'll
know whatever
probably
you
just
have.
use a pimple patch because they're very easily hidden.
Yeah.
I think I
Okay.
did it before, pimple patch.
Whilst filming?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
At least some reels, yeah.
Yeah. But like, I don't really mind. I'm like, okay, this is what I can do. So long as sometimes I start getting like redness on my face. I'm like, okay, how do I deal with this? I think I've actually been influenced by your perception of like skincare and beauty. And as a result, I've adopted a lot of your skincare routine, whereas previously I just didn't have any. Yeah.
I do think that my skincare routine is like solid for people that have good genetics.
For good people who have good genetics. Yeah. Mm. So what advice on skincare can you give? I guess maybe let's talk about your skincare journey. And you said you spent a lot of time and money on stuff that didn't work, and then you eventually found stuff that did work. And then what does it kind of look like now? Talk us through that.
So I think, for me, I don't know why, my acne came and went, like basically depending on the year. And I think this is mostly attributed to hormones because I had hormonal acne. That means some years when I have like more, I don't know how it works to be honest. I assume that there's hormones that get outputted that increase the oil production or the in my face, which caused, so I had 2 years of acne and then 2 years of no acne, then 2 years of acne, even though I changed nothing in between those 2 years. It
Yeah.
was 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
And it just came and went, came and went.
Yeah.
And it got bad to the point where I had to see a dermatologist.
Yeah.
And that's where I got Accutane. And what Accutane or Orotane does is it reduces the size of your pores.
Yeah.
So I think that means less bacteria or dirt can get in.
Yeah.
And that basically solved my issues until now.
How many rounds of Accutane did you have to do?
I think the standard is 6 months.
Yeah.
So I did it for 6 months.
Yeah, just once. Yeah. And then what were you trying before that to try and resolve? You said you
I
spent
think
a lot
I've
of money.
almost tried everything from, I probably had like 8 different face washes. I probably had like a lot of toners and serums like BHA, ACA, like almost every one of them. I've burnt my face a few times, like with a few acids, with retinoids. I've literally burnt my face and I was like, that was not great. And that's how desperate I was to get rid of the acne. Because I was going so harsh on my face because I'm like, I hate this acne, I hate this acne, I hate it.
Yeah, sure. And then at what point did you realize, okay, I should probably see a dermatologist? Because everyone would say your skin is really good now. A lot of people comment on your skin, but it wasn't always like this.
Yeah.
So how did you decide, okay, I've used enough random products on my face that I've tried everything within my capability. It's time to see a derm.
That it went on for like 2 years. And even when I went to my doctor and they helped prescribe me some stuff, it didn't help for like a year.
Yeah.
And then that's when I gave up. I'm like, can I just see a dermatologist?
Yeah.
Because I think it was affecting my, I remember. It was literally affecting my mental health.
Yeah.
And that's when I didn't beg, but I'm like, look, can I see a dermatologist? Because this is really affecting my mental health. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
Which is surprisingly a lot easier than I thought. But I was just, this is affecting my mental health. I've tried for 2 years. You can look
Yeah.
at my history. I don't want to spend more money, but I had to.
Yeah. Was it expensive? How much did it cost to go to
I
a
don't
derm?
remember. But it was worth it. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. I'll do it way earlier in my life.
Yeah.
And I would recommend everyone to do it way earlier in their life. If it takes you more than 2 years, I reckon, or a year and a half, depending on your mental health, and you've tried a lot of things to fix it, but nothing's helped, just go to a dermatologist.
Yeah. I think we've missed a lot of steps here though, for if someone wants advice on like skincare and everything, the first is you need to figure out what your situation for you is. If you have acne, I don't know, dry skin, try and do research, find products that maybe work. And for some people that resolves the issue. But then also there are so many products out there. So you do need to try different things to try and figure out what products work for your skin, right? And then after that, I think you've set like an arbitrary timeline, but if you've been trying for a while and you're still seeing no progress and you really feel like you've exhausted your options based on off-the-shelf products, then maybe it's time to see a dermatologist. If you have like, I don't know, this we're talking about acne here, not just like I get pimples once every 2 months and I don't like them.
Yes, like severe issues.
Yeah, severe issues. After you finish your Accutane round, what is your skincare routine now?
So like my skincare routine today is, hey,
It's
wait,
not-
as
look,
bad.
I have some products here, which this is like, we are not sponsored by any of these brands. These are genuinely brands that we use, which we like. They work for us, but they won't necessarily work for you. But
Yeah.
this is what we do.
And also
This
you
is
don't
both
have
of our
to
skincare routines.
you don't have to spend money to get the skin you want. I think that's the biggest scam that the skin
Oh
industry
yes, true,
does.
exactly.
You do not ever have to spend money to get the skin you want.
No, like the expensive products, we do not use any of them. So I think the things to keep in mind, one is genetics,
Which
plays
I
a
think
huge part.
plays
But I
90%.
don't understand. You had bad genetics then? Because you had acne?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
The rest of my skin is fine.
the rest of your skin is fine. Okay.
'Cause-
Genetics, number one. The number two most important thing is you need to sleep enough. You need to get enough rest, and you need to drink enough water. Maybe that's number three. You need to like literally hydrate your skin. Water, like fluid intake, I think is more important than you realize. Yeah.
I don't know if there have been any studies on that.
I don't know.
But this is just personal opinion.
Personal
but I feel
opinion.
like genetics definitely plays like
The biggest
80%,
role.
90%. Like the ones who look young, they're not doing anything to their face. It's literally just their
Haven't done
genetics.
anything
Their
special.
family looks young. Tekky looks, everyone always says he looks 3 years younger than me, even though he's literally 1 year older, right?
Rude.
And there's nothing I can do, even though I've been on skincare for way longer than you have, because it's just purely genetics.
Yeah, correct.
Which is fine. I understand. It's normal, right? But in terms of like skin quality, that's where I was able to fix, and people say that mine is better than yours because
Yeah.
that's something that I have the control over and,
Yes.
and can fix
Yeah.
in my way.
So yeah, Peter's had to put in a lot more effort to get his skin to look like what it does, but it's also because he's put in the effort and cared about it that he's being able to get it to this stage. My skin, like, I used to have a lot of blackheads and stuff, but I've started doing stuff about it, which has helped, right? So it's like the amount of effort that you want to put in and the amount of care. But like I said, I think dating you, I've started caring more about it when previously maybe it wasn't really a concern or issue for me.
I think it's like stuff like that is, for example, wrinkles. When you're younger, wrinkles don't really mean too much to you
Yes,
because you're
correct.
young. But when you get older, you're like, oh, the stuff that I'm putting in my body, on my face, or like it's like it's basically when you get older, the things that you didn't care about because you just when you were young, a lot of issues just solved themselves.
Yeah.
Like weight. muscle health,
Yeah.
you don't really care too much. But the older you get, you're like, oh wait, health matters.
Yes.
Skin condition matters because that's doesn't get rejuvenated as much anymore. I think it's like after you're 25 or something, your collagen production decreases by 1% for every year. Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which only matters when you start to get older.
So back to your current skincare routine. We have friends that like one is like a cosmetic doctor, another used to work in like pharmaceuticals and stuff. So part of what we do now is influenced by the knowledge that they've shared with us, and so this is a bit of like our own opinions as well as not official research, but what people related to the industry have told us. Yeah. But to re-emphasize, you do not need to go out and spend big money to make your skin better, to improve it. Some of the cheapest products can have the biggest impact so long as you use them in the right ways.
Yeah, like everyone's skin is different. Disclaimer.
Yes. Okay, so what do you do?
Step 1 is face wash. I use a low pH gel cleanser from Cosrx.
Again, we're not sponsored by any of these brands.
All that means is that it's not super harsh on your skin, because for me, ever since Accutane, my skin's a bit more sensitive, and also when you're harsh, you have redness.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of redness around here because I use retinoids, and also Tekky gets a lot of redness. So using something harsh on your skin usually isn't great.
One thing that I've realized is the amount that you use will differ by face wash. Some of them are a lot stronger and harsher than others. Like I used to use this random one that I only needed to use like a quarter of a pea size, whereas this one I can use like 2 pea sizes and it's not as strong as that one. So the amount that you need to use differs. There's no magic amount to use. Just got to kind of figure out what cleans your face without overdoing it.
Yeah, literally everything here is just like depends on your face, to be honest.
Yeah.
Apart from that, the 2 AHA BHA serums I use depending on the day. So you're not supposed to use this during the day, but I just do during the day because at night I use retinoids, even though it's not recommended. I use lactic acid just by the ordinary because it's cheap, and you literally, this is like $5-6. You do not need to spend money on this stuff.
Oh yes, everything here is cheap. Cheap.
Lactic acid, and I alternate between the days with salicylic acid.
Do you just put this on your nose? Okay.
Yeah, after face wash, you just put on your entire face.
Yeah. So maybe we can have a bit of a chat because I still don't really understand these acids and these products. I've been recently introduced to them. Like, what is their purpose? What do they do? Like, I really don't know.
They all do something slightly different, but the bare basics of it is that it cleans your skin, right? Obviously, that's why people use it.
Yeah.
So for you have blackheads,
yes,
which is also known as, I think, like sebaceous filaments or something.
Yes.
And I also have that, but we have different types of those.
Yes.
Sebaceous filaments, which is why we use salicylic acid. So you use it for your blackheads.
Yes.
I use it for my like white external sebaceous filaments that you've seen.
Yes.
The lactic acid mostly is like for fun for me, but this is mostly for I get like chicken skin, which is like slight tiny bumps. You don't see it anymore because I use it.
Yeah.
So you don't see that anymore. But also these two are like different enough that using them clears my skin of basically any issues. And basically the reason why you need different things is because it affects your skin differently. So the salicylic acid, I don't think it even like penetrates your skin that much.
Yeah.
This is all like surface level.
Yeah.
The lactic acid penetrates your skin a bit more.
Sure.
They affect different layers of your skin because your skin has like 5 whatever layers.
So I'm going to throw out a really random example. Sometimes I have like redness, like it feels like a little bump, like it's not a full form pimple, but it's like redness under the skin. Let's say I wanted to deal with that. How would I go about doing the research to actually find out?
Subreddit called Skincare Addiction.
Yeah.
And literally in there, what they have is a whole Wikipedia. They have their own Wikipedia that's full of information that's fact-based, fact-driven, and also community-backed as well. So it's both. It's not just it's not just science, but it's literally people, hundreds of people, thousands of people using it and saying, yes, that is what that thing is.
This worked for me. This didn't work.
And if you have any questions, literally just take a picture, put it up there, and the people will be like, I think it's this, I think it's this, and then you just make the determination on yourself, like which one you think it is. And in the worst case, you go to a dermatologist.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's a really good suggestion of a place to start.
And it's difficult. There are so many different types of acne. So many.
Yeah. All right. Next.
So after those toners, apart from...
So those are considered
I
toners.
use-
Interesting.
I don't know. I just call it...
No, I
don't
think
care
you
what
have
they're
to do
called.
it in order. What do you
Call it-
put on after this?
Yeah, but this is basically... So at nighttime, instead of the... So that's like my daytime regime, which some people use as nighttime. Apart from those two things, I also use something called tretinoin or retinoid or retinol-ish. I use prescription grade, and what this thing does is that it just helps renew your skin turnover.
Turns over
So-
your skin cells faster. I
Yes.
think is what you've told me.
Yes, because it's a steroid-ish cream.
Yeah.
I think it's a steroid cream.
Yeah.
And I think, I forgot what the definition of steroid is. I think it like accelerates cell turnover or something, or cell production. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing
doctor.
with these last three products, the 2 acids and this retinoid cream, there you'll see the ingredients in a lot of big beauty brand products because they're the ingredients that actually work, right? So they're kind of the catchphrases that they know they need to sell you on. But if you actually just go and find somewhere that supplies the what is it? The raw ingredient? Not what is it called? The raw ingredient.
Yeah,
The
basically.
actual
active
base,
ingredient.
the active ingredient. You get so much more. You need to use so much less, and it's just so much more economical. And the impact of the results should be better because you're using the direct thing that you need to, not
yeah.
like 1% dilution within, like the rest is water or something. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, this retinoid cream is the one that other burnt my face because I did not use it.
And you need to
correctly the
know how
first
to
time.
use. Yes. So that's probably the other warning, right? All these products, you need to do your research on how to use them properly and read up on it really carefully. The retinoid, if you just put that on your face in the wrong quantity and don't do it properly, it will burn your face.
It will burn your face.
We've had another friend whose face also got burnt, even though Peter tried to warn him.
Even my mum.
Yeah.
Mum's face got burnt even after I tried to warn her.
Yeah.
Everyone gets burnt because they don't be safe with it, which is why they don't just offer it on the shelf.
Yes, because it is, I guess,
It's
a risky
dangerous.
prostate. Yeah, risky
It's
product.
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. I have not been burnt yet because I've had Peter tell me how to use it properly.
Thankfully, you listen to directions.
Um,
And then apart from that, I use moisturizer. This is called Ultra Repair Cream Intense Hydration by First Aid Beauty. Why this one? Not really any reason in particular, apart from the fact that this is very, very, very hydrating. I had to use it because of the first time I burnt my face, and then I went to Skincare Addiction, and they said, "It sounds like your face needs a lot of hydration." And I was like, "What's the most hydrated thing that I can get that's good for my skin?" And it's this thing.
yeah. So my story is I used to use Sorboline, which is like a 1 liter bottle for like $5.
It's like basically body cream. He was using body cream for his face.
And it was like fine for me. I didn't really have any issues. I got some blackheads, but
It was a lot of blackheads.
Blackheads. But
When we went
I
to
was
the skin beauty clinic, I think they did an analysis of our faces.
Yeah.
They did one of mine. They were like, "There's literally nothing wrong."
a bit
And
dry.
then they went to yours and they just kept pointing at stuff.
So rude.
But that's because I cleared my face. Because I use all of this to clear my face, whereas Tekky never ever, even I think before that, never even used even any one of my products.
But my skin still generally looked fine. Yeah. But apparently there's 2 types of creams. What is it? Pore blocking and non-something non-pore blocking.
Yeah, comedogenic and non-comedogenic or something.
And for your face, it's apparently supposed to use the non-pore
Yes.
blocking ones, so they don't trap dirt in, and that's what results in blackheads.
Yeah.
But that's
how good your skin was genetically that you used literally like Vaseline basically on your face, and the worst thing that you
For
got
like
from it
25
was
years.
blackheads. That was literally the worst thing that you got from it.
Yeah, I think I can go back now that I've cleared the blackheads. For me, I was like, from my perspective, I've never had an issue with it, right? I'm like, this cheap product has worked for me. It's never really caused me any issues. I guess I had a fear that if I change out of this product, that's when I'm going to start getting issues because I've always used this product. It's never caused me issues. Does that make sense?
Until you realize it was causing you issues, you just didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Until you pointed out issues. See, guys, sometimes you don't know that you have issues until someone else points it out.
Apart from that, we use, I think this is where Maybe pimple patch comes in before the moisturizer, because if you put this on after the moisturizer, it will just slide right off. So you have pimples, do not pop them. I swear to God.
I pop them.
Do never pop
always
your
pop
pimples. You're going to get scars. I have so many scars. I have friends with so many scars. Just slap on a pimple patch and just ignore the fact it even exists. Moisturizer. And then, of course, everyone's favorite, get a really good sunscreen. SPF 50, blah, blah, blah. This is our favorite brand so far. How do we find it?
Wait. On the sunscreen note, a lot of people don't realize that like your face, the aging look, starting to age, get spots and things like that, it is due to sun damage. This is probably actually the most important thing that our friends told us who work in the dermatology industry. If there is one thing that you are going to do, probably after washing your face and putting on moisturizer, put sunscreen on before you go out into the sun. On your face, neck, technically everywhere. But if you don't want, if we're talking about face, how your face looks, sunscreen is so preventative, it will do the most above everything else in terms of a long-term effect that actually has a really, really substantial impact.
If you really care about age or looking healthy, sunscreen is your savior.
Yeah, we cannot, like, there's nothing that tops
There's
that.
no replacement.
Yeah. The sun is, go on the internet and just look at like skin sun damage and you'll see like there are some people who've like worked all their lives in the sun. They may have worn long sleeves to work. So you can see their arms are completely fine. And then the sun damage on their hands would just look so much older. So it's like, this is one thing I don't think you can debate, that like the sun does damage. Like that's what sunburn is, right? How do we find this brand? So Biore is a Asian brand. I think it's produced in Vietnam.
I think it's a Japanese.
Not sure where.
Japanese.
It's a Japanese brand. We find that Western sunscreens, which are produced to a different standard, they're very, very thick. And like we have,
they're not for face
sensitivity issues. There are some face ones that they sell, but they just
really
don't
expensive.
smell good. They feel bad and they're super expensive. Whereas this one is literally the best thing that we've ever used. It's a quarter of the price of any of the Western ones we can get. We do get it when we go to Asia, but I'm sure you can buy it online. But yeah, this one, we've gone through 3 iterations of this. There are like a bunch of different Biore products. I don't even know that that's how you pronounce the name.
Yeah.
But this is probably one of their most expensive ones, but we just use it for our face. So for our body and arm and stuff, we use a different one, which is cheaper.
And you can use your whole body. This one's just for face.
It doesn't feel as nice, but
like this one has no smell. This has no white cast. It's very thin.
Yes.
So you don't feel thick on your skin.
This is SPF 50, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
F50. Actually, I don't know if this is waterproof. It says water resistant.
I think what's really important, actually, why we decided this is much more expensive, probably 3-4 times expensive compared to the one we use for our body and arms. Why we spend more money on this one is, at the end of the day, if it's a product that you don't like going in your face and it makes you feel sticky, you don't like the feeling, it smells bad, you're just not going to use it, right? So spending more money on a product that we actually liked and will use, even though it is still way cheaper than everything else we can get in Western countries, was really worth it. So that's why we spent more on it. Yeah.
And like sunscreen is another product that goes on your face. If you just use the body one, you're just going to get pimples or blackheads.
Yes, true. So it needs to be formulated for
the face. You can get very good results without spending money.
Yeah. And then what else is in that box?
Apart from that is our very favorite toothpaste called Colgate Optic White. Specifically the one with hydrogen peroxide. I don't think it matters which percentage, to be honest. Yeah. But specifically the one with hydrogen peroxide is literally the same chemical they use to whiten your teeth at dentists.
Yes.
Yes, they use high percentages, like 20% or like 15 to 20%, and they leave it on for like an hour and then shine it with a UV. But if you just use this as a toothpaste every single day for like a month, that's going to get you a lot further than like any of the other stuff.
A single visit to the dentist.
It's not going to get you as white, but you don't need it as white because when they do that to your teeth, it's really bad, to be honest.
Yeah, it chips away at your enamel. Your teeth can become very sensitive.
Yeah. So this is just a lot safer, and
this is good for maintenance. It's a lower level. So this isn't really skincare. This is your teeth. But I think teeth does contribute to your overall aesthetic.
100%. I think there was a there was a dentist ad somewhere, and it showed a face of a guy with white teeth and a guy with yellow teeth. And then the ad showed, look at these two. And then what happened was like, this guy literally is missing an ear, but you didn't know that's that, did you? Because you were looking at the teeth.
Yeah.
That's how much the teeth matter. The teeth matters, guys. It's not like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I reckon if you do have really, really bad teeth, one, go to a doctor, dentist, do get it whitened, and then just maintain it with this for the rest of your life. If you want any better anecdote, Tekky literally used this, and then when he went to his cousin dentist, right?
Yes.
The cousin dentist was like, oh, what did he say?
Oh, okay. So backstory is I used to go to my dentist, and he would tell me there's quite a bit of staining on your teeth. So staining happens from like coffee,
Tekky
soft
drinks
drinks,
a lot of coffee,
tea. So you should rinse your mouth after you drink those, which is what I do now. And then one time he to always comment on it every visit that I went. And then one visit I went after I'd started using the whitening toothpaste, and he didn't make any comments. There was no more comments, whereas usually he would always comment on it. And I also remember one of my coworkers one day like, "Oh, your teeth look really white," and this was like just a random comment. I didn't tell her anything that I changed anything. So people actually noticed visible differences in my teeth. And that's how I was like, this product has definitely made a difference. That's like my anecdotal experience. Yeah.
And mine as well, because we actually used this product separately before we even met each other. And my experience was exactly the same. When I first saw this, because I have hydrogen peroxide at home, like the stuff they use at the dentist, and I did whiten my teeth, and it was like official. So when I first saw this chemical hydrogen peroxide, I was like, oh, that's exactly the same thing dentists use. Let's try it. I tried it, and I stopped the other whitening, and people were commenting like crazy about the white teeth. That's why I've never stopped using it.
Yeah.
And the funny story is that when we started dating, we're like, oh wait, we use the same toothpaste
Yeah.
that we like ride or die on.
Yes.
Literally, this is our holy grail.
So when we go to Asia, our friends there ask us to bring it for them. So this is like,
we're not gatekeeping, guys. This is literally
one of our favorite. Yeah, definitely one of our favorite products. Few things to note on it. When you start using it, it will taste a bit funny because it does have hydrogen peroxide, so it's a bit different from usual.
If you use 3% or less, it won't be as bitter. If you go higher, it's
but
really
you can still
bad.
taste it. We're just so
really?
used to it. Yeah. And then the other thing to note is, which is a positive thing, it's so simple because all you're doing is switching out your existing toothpaste for this toothpaste, right? So in terms of behavior, you do not need to change anything. This is not like the serums where you have to like now put them on your face before moisturizer and remember the order. Like I think that's one of the other reasons I have been hesitant towards skincare. It seems so complex for me. I don't even know how to get started. That's why when you started suggesting things and you kind of told me what to do, I was like, okay, this is a lot easier for me to get into. But the toothpaste is literally swap your old one for this one. Last note is if it does start, your teeth do start to feel sensitive from using this, use a sensitive toothpaste for like alternating days to like, if you leave the sensitive toothpaste, this is what my auntie who's a dental nurse told me, it helps to recover your enamel, which is what this kind of chips away at slightly, and that's how it prevents the staining or removes the staining.
Basically, the hydrogen peroxide skins your teeth, if you can imagine that, to remove all the whiteness, the yellowness.
Yes.
But if it gets too close to your nerves, you need to use sensitive toothpaste to rebuild that.
Yeah, enamel can come
clean
back.
Layer.
Yes. If you have like really, really, really yellow teeth though, like this will only help you to a certain extent. So let's say we have like white here and yellow here. If you're trying to get from yellow all the way to white, this toothpaste isn't going to help you get there. It's probably going to help you get like 30-40% of the way there. And then the rest, you might need to go to get a professional clean, professional whitening, and then you can use this product for maintenance. Like I said, we're not trying to sell you anything. That's why I think it's intentional that we're not trying to sell you anything. We don't want to make a cent off you guys sharing this with you because this is genuinely what we use and what works for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I ride and die with all these products. I will never switch them out, actually. I might stop using like the lactic acid when it runs out because I'm like, I don't think it's doing anything. I just need to use it.
Yeah.
Salicylic, I'll still use.
Yeah, salicylic has definitely made a big difference for my nose.
Everything else stays. Oh, another thing is I am reducing my dosage on the retinoid and I'm doing it less per week because I don't want to build resistance to it.
All of these beauty products Peter's discussed, I think he gets a lot of his information from the Reddit that he shared. And you should also go that Reddit can teach you how to use the products in a safe manner. Like, make sure you go and read. Like, I remember you opened that how to use the retinoid page. I was like, wow, someone's already gone through the effort and put the detail into how to use this product safely. Yeah.
There are a lot of smart people and good information on the internet. It's just how you find it.
Yeah. The issue is there's bad information on the internet as well. There's so much marketing that goes around. Like, how do you differentiate what's good versus bad?
Basically, never trust a company.
Yeah. They're just trying to make money off you.
They're trying to make money, which is fine. Like, it's fine because they know this product is so dangerous, the retinoid, that they put it with filler so that you don't burn your face.
Which makes sense.
And some people's faces are so sensitive they can't do this, which their product helps with because it has so much filler.
Yes. So part of this still is you need to find out what works for yourself. This is what works for us.
And just go slow. It's a very, very long process. Sometimes I use like a very light foundation. That's about it.
And then lip balm. I put lip balm on before I sleep. A lip mask. Lineage,
lip balm, and then we always moisturize our hands. My
hands are like way worse. This is where I'm like genetically inferior to Peter. My hands get so dry. So I realized the only way I have to literally moisturize probably like 5-6 times throughout the day. Anytime after I wash my hands, just to keep moisture in. Conclusion is, take time to figure out what you want to achieve from a beauty perspective.
Don't let it control your life. And you don't need to spend money to get the results you want.
It's a process. I think you need to research, but there are simple things that you can start with to improve physical appearance, even if it's like a basic haircut, hygiene, how you dress, they all make a difference.
Good luck on your journey.
Good luck. And yeah, don't let it consume your life. At the end of the day, taking care of your beauty is there to serve you. So make sure that you don't let it control you.
What do you think about the people that go through so much plastic surgery, they want to change their race from like Caucasian to Asian? Have you heard about that?
As a society, you can only dictate, you can't dictate what everyone's going to do with their life. And if someone wants to do that, you have to remember that's not your life, that they're doing that too. So if they want to change how they look, ultimately it's up to them. So I think as people, we need to take control of what we can control, which is our own beauty standards. And if you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. But if someone else wants to go and do that, they can. It's like gender affirming surgery, right? There are definitely stories out there of people who have transitioned and then have untransitioned afterwards, right? But how many of those stories are there compared to the ones who have successfully transitioned and are really happy with it? You can't just start putting restrictions on everyone saying, okay, we're not going to make all these types of surgeries available just because of a few people have gone back the other way. It's like unfair to restrict access to everyone based on what a few people are doing. So at the end of the day, that's why I say it comes back down to personal experience. Personal desire, personal feeling of what you want. Yeah, that's my opinion. We will put links to these products in the bio, no commission or anything, just like literally direct links to the products that we use. Highly recommend you guys go somewhere and find the best price. Oh, this toothpaste, we never buy full price. It always goes half price. That's when we buy it. So yeah, just make sure you search for the best price. We're stingy as.
All right. GG.
GG. Bye.
Thanks for watching until the end of the video. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
If there's anything you guys want us to discuss, please leave it in the comments below. See you next time.